Hello Summoners and welcome to the League 101 Advanced Overview for Sion, the Undead Juggernaut. Sion is a rampaging bruiser who brings crowd control, heavy damage, and gap closing potential to the table. Sion would do incredible damage to champions in range of him, however, if kited properly, Sion can be taken down fairly easily. After testing Sion in every role of the game, we've determined that Sion is strongest as a top laner and a jungler. AP Sion isn't viable anymore, so we don't recommend him as a mid laner. Since Sion is a melee champion and has little supporting potential, we don't think that Sion belongs in the bot lane either. If you'd like to skip directly onto how Sion plays these roles, you can click the option on your screen now. Otherwise, stick around, we'll jump right into how his kit works. Alright, so let's get started with Sion's kit. His passive, Glory and Death, allows Sion to go berserk upon dying. While dead, Sion's basic attacks will deal % maximum health damage. He'll gain a full bar of health. Along with that, he'll gain an attack speed increase and 100% lifesteal. Along with this, all of Sion's abilities will be replaced with Death Surge, which grants him a brief but huge movement speed boost. While dead, Sion will rapidly degenerate health, so if he's not on a target, he's going to die fairly quickly as well. Sion's Q, Decimating Smash, causes Sion to wind up and swing his axe in a broad area in front of him. Sion can choose the end to wind up early for less damage, or can make it go to the full duration for additional damage. If Sion winds up at least halfway, he will knock up and stun enemies caught within Decimating Smash. If he winds up for less than halfway, he'll just slow them instead. Sion's W, Soul Furnace, passively grants Sion bonus maximum health every time he kills a unit, with additional health coming from champion and large monster kills. While active, Sion will create a bloody shield around him, which he can activate again to do % health magic damage to enemies around him. Sion's E, Roar of the Slayer, is a skill shot which allows Sion to slow and reduce the armor of the first enemy he hits with. Along with this, if Sion's E hits a creep, the creep will fly forward like a missile, slowing and damaging all other enemy units he can hit. Sion can effectively use this ability to close many of the gaps between him and his opponent. Sion's ultimate, Unstoppable Onslaught, causes Sion to charge in a target direction, causing him to build up movement speed as he goes. Sion can choose to either stop the charge early, causing area of effect damage to all nearby enemies, hit an enemy champion with it, which will knock them up, stun them, and deal damage to everyone around him, or run into a wall, dealing area of effect damage to all units around him. If activated from the shop, this ability will charge Sion halfway across the map, so it's a great way to get back into team fights, as well as out of a bad situation, as Sion ignores all attempts to slow or stop him while Unstoppable Onslaught is active. Alright, so as a top laner, Sion's AoE-oriented kit gives him strong wave clear and a great ability to bully his lane opponent. When playing Sion top lane, use his Q to clear minion waves quickly, and WE to harass your opponent and enter his zone of control. On Sion, his wave clear is both his greatest blessing and his greatest weakness. Although you can push a lane early extremely hard, early game Sion is very susceptible to ganks and has little escape mechanisms beside his ultimate. When pushing a lane, it is crucial that you have the area warded, and that you pay attention to any ganks or Mias. If you do happen to die from a gank, or find yourself unable to escape from a bad situation, don't run. Stay and fight. Even though you may die, you gain a massive temporary power spike upon dying, which may be enough to finish off your killer. Post level 6, Sion becomes a team fighting monster. When attempting to kill an opponent, start by using your ultimate on him. While charging, activate your W for a shield. From here, charge into them, knocking them up, and charge your Q halfway to stun them again. From there, detonate your shield and use E to slow your opponent. Rinse and repeat this ability combo minus your ultimate, and the kill will be yours. Farming on Sion is incredibly important. Since his passive allows Sion to gain permanent bonus health upon killing an enemy unit, Sion can scale into a late game tank powerhouse. As Sion, you should aim to farm and split push for a good chunk of the game, and aim to open the gates. However, your role as a tank is crucial to your team, and it is important for you to take an active role in team fights as well. When playing Sion top lane, you should aim to max your Q first. With its strong AoE and CC potential, it is a great option for clearing out minion waves quickly and winning duels. After Q, max W for the strong shield and additional tankiness, and AoE damage. Then finally, E and R at every chance you can get. As Sion, you are strong against Fiora in the top lane due to her lack of mobility to escape your abilities. You are a direct counter to both Wukong and Yorick due to your ability to toss their clones and ghouls around with your E. Additionally, you can out-trade Wukong as well. As top Sion, you're weak against Riven due to her mobility to escape your abilities. Sion is also weak against top lane mages such as Ryze or Vlad due to their ability to both kite you and lock you down. On Sion top lane, we recommend starting with either a Dorn's Blade or a Dorn's Shield, and health pots depending on if the matchup is favorable or unfavorable. Obviously, Dorn's Blade for a favorable matchup, and a Dorn's Shield for an unfavorable matchup. From there, your first item should be a Ravenous Hydra for the AoE clear. Next, pick out Swiftness or MR Boots depending on the team comp you're going to be facing. For your third item, you should choose between either a Sunfire Cape or a Frozen Gauntlet for the extra damage and armor. For your fourth and fifth items, you should pick between either a Spirit Visage, a Frozen Heart, or a Randuin's Omen. For your final item, we recommend building a GA for AP and AD heavy teams, a Mama Mortius against a heavy AP team, and a Thornmail against a heavy AD team. For top Sion, we recommend the summoner spells Flash and Teleport, and the following builds for strong tankiness and good sustain. As a jungler, Sion's AoE-oriented kit gives him great clear times and strong sustain while within the jungle. When playing Sion jungle, start each camp with Q, activating W as you charge up, and then use E to stun minions into the wall and detonate W before the shield expires. On Sion, pre-level 6 ganks are possible, but extremely difficult to pull off. When going in for a pre-6 gank, use E to slow your opponent, and attempt to Q off this for a kill. Post-level 6 ganks get much easier on Sion. You should come into the lane either through the river or the lane itself. Begin by activating your ultimate. From here, while charging, activate W to grant yourself a shield. From here, charge into the enemy champion, knocking them up, and immediately Q. Most of the time, you should be able to get a half charge off on Sion's Q, which will allow you to knock the opponent up. From here, slow your enemy with an E, and it'll be a kill secure most of the time. On jungle Sion, while not ganking, you should aim to farm as much as possible. This includes pushing out lanes while your teammates are not present. Each large monster kill will grant you 8 permanent health for your W's passive. Over time, these kills add up and can result in you becoming an unstoppable late game tank. Make sure to keep your jungle warded to prevent counter jungling attempts, and aim to secure Dragon at the first opportunity available, or around level 6. When playing Sion jungle, you should aim to max your Q first. With its strong AoE and CC potential, it's a great option for clearing out these jungle camps quickly and efficiently. After Q, max W for the strong shield, additional tankiest, and AoE damage. Finally, you're going to want to max E and R at every chance that you can get. As jungle Sion, you will counter sustain junglers early game, and early game gankers late game. Late game, you will outscale junglers such as Lee Sin, and you will be strong against junglers such as Elise as you can toss your Spiralings around with your E. However, Sion is generally weak against most sustained junglers such as Xin Zhao, Warwick, Udyr, and Amumu. On jungle Sion, we recommend starting with Spirit of the Ancient Golem for extra bonus health, which works incredibly well with your passive. From there, pick up either Swiftness or Power Boots depending on the enemy team composition. For your third item, we recommend rushing a Ravenous Hydra for the extra AoE damage. For your fourth item, you should choose between either a Sunfire Cape or a Frozen Gauntlet for the extra damage and armor. For your final 2 items, you should pick between either a Spirit Visage, a Frozen Heart, or a Randuin's Omen. For jungle Sion, we recommend the summoner spells Flash and Smite, and the following builds for strong tankiness and good sustain. After playing Sion on the PBE, we've picked up a few tips and tricks that are going to help you dominate on Sion. First off, if you stand in the bush or in the fog of war and Q into your enemy, they will not be able to see you doing it. This is great when attempting to line up a kill or engage on an enemy. Secondly, it's crucial that you use your QWE combo immediately off your R to secure kills. Next up, when pushing lanes, make sure to use your W not only to push lane, but to harass your opponent as well. Sion is not a champion who does typically well off basic attacks, so when you're out of abilities and in a bad spot, it may be a good idea to leave. If Sion ever does find himself in a bad spot, he can use his ultimate as a disengage tool to get out of any bad situation quickly. If you can get the slow off from your Frozen Gauntlet, you should almost be guaranteed a stun from your Q. Take note, you can activate your W while charging your Q or your ultimate. Make sure to use your shield to its fullest extent in the jungle before popping it for maximum sustain. If you know you're gonna die, don't run, fight. If Sion can get a decent amount of damage off on his enemy's health before he dies, he can become reborn to enact revenge. Sion has great wave clear, but before pushing a lane too hard, make sure to have vision control over the map. Upon dying, Sion will still play on-hit effects from his items, and you can still use them as well. Lastly, make sure to use your E not only to harass your opponents, but as a way to close gaps or enlarge them between you and your opponent as well. Thanks for tuning in to the League 101 Advanced Overview for Sion. Please subscribe to the channel and leave us your comments below.